I just decided to do this. I'm not going to be a booktuber, that's not my jam, but I wanted to share some of the books that I'm reading, and I have this thing where I like to create sort of a mind map of the characters. This is just like, I don't know, the layout I just found on some website, but anyways, the latest book am reading is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and I have to say, like, it's so amazing. By the way, I don't know where I got this picture. Oh, it's right there. The picture is inked, watermark, perfect. And so this is just my opinion of, like, when I'm reading the book, the models or actors that come to mind, or sometimes I just do like a Google search on the Googler and I just write stuff down, like, you know, actor with red hair or something. So this is just based on my opinions. This is just for fun, and I don't know, it also helps me track down the characters that I am like reading about. I'm also going to share with you sort of the like the tree of characters and how they're interconnected, and what I do in my notebook, my reading journal, because again, that just helps me when I'm reading to remember things. I also annotate on my Kobo. I'm not really big on annotating my books, like physical books, because I just liked how they are. But when it comes to my Kobo, I like definitely highlight and stuff, which has really made buying a Kobo super worthwhile. Okay, so let's get to it. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. It is a really fun story. I'm gonna read you the back of the book. I'm just getting my book in case you want to know more about it. I normally don't read the back of the book until later as I read, because I don't want to know anything. Now, this book, I didn't realize how popular it was. I was in awe of the cover. I mean, look at that beautiful blue and like the witch. And another part of me is I've been wanting to read a lot more South Asian authors, or any type of, you know, Indian authors, just because, you know, I also want to see characters that reflect me. So this is by Sangu Mandanna, I think that's how you say it. I might be super wrong about that. And so she's the author of A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, Kiki Kalira Breaks a Kingdom, sorry for my mispronunciation, and several other novels about magic, monsters, and myths. She lives in Norwich, which is a city in the east of England, with her husband and 3 kids. So this is pretty stellar. So I'm going to try my best to read you the whole back of the book, but I don't want to give much away. There will be spoilers, so if you haven't read the book, don't keep watching my video, because I'm going to go through some of the characters that I've been introduced through the book. So, a warm and uplifting novel about an isolated witch whose opportunity to embrace a quirky new family and a new love changes the course of her life. As one of the few witches in Britain, Mika Moon knows she has to hide her magic, keeping her head down and staying away from other witches so their powers don't mingle and draw attention. And as an orphan who lost her parents at a young age and was raised by strangers, she used to be alone, and she follows the rules with one exception: an online account where she posts videos pretending to be a witch. She thinks no one will take her seriously, but someone does. An unexpected message arrives, begging her to travel to the remote and mysterious nowhere house to teach 3 young witches how to control their magic. Okay, see, this is why I do not read the back of the book, because, because I didn't read the back of the book, I'm so excited. As I turned pages and chapters, I was like, oh my gosh, you got a message from who? And what? And then I was like, oh my gosh, what are these people hiding? And then, as I continued to read, I got introduced to the 3 children. Now, I haven't read the whole book. I'm on chapter, let me just quickly look at my Kobo. I'm on chapter 18 right now, so I'm pretty much almost done the book, but I love it. So anyways, if you haven't read the book, do not watch this video because I'm going to go through some of the characters unless you don't care and you want to get introduced. But this is how I have, like, you know, picture them. So first of all, here it is. I know it's a little silly, but honestly, it's just for me. So Mika Moon is the main character. If she looks familiar, she's that actor from Manifest, which is a show. And I really like her. She's pretty cool. I don't know her name, sorry, but I'm not naming people. Primrose, Beatrice Everly, she's bossy and she's like the head of the witch club, and she's the one kind of like the leader, and they meet every first Thursday of the month. And I don't know, as I was reading her character in the book, Mika Moon is about 31 years old, okay? She's the main character, and I'm not 100% sure how old Beatrice is, because I don't think they ever go over it, but definitely older than 31. And so I saw this picture, and she's very, like, you know, London-esque, that whole vibe. She just looks so good. I think she's like a socialite or a model or something, or an actor, I forgot. But I really liked this picture as well. It just, I don't know, when I hear Primrose, I see like something like that, so that was good. Now, in the meeting, the first meeting, we meet Sophie, Hilda, and Belinda. And so as I'm reading up on the characters, like, this is the description that I'm coming up with in my head, and so that's just my own bias. And then let's go to the next page. This is where it gets fun. So Ian is the man who saw Mika on, like, her WitchTube, her YouTube or whatever, and in the book it describes him wearing a rainbow scarf, and he's very eccentric, and he's very loud. I don't know, I honestly, again, this is my bias, I just typed in like senior man, eccentric, I think I used the word, with scarf, and then this picture came up, and I was like, yes, this totally looks like Ian. And then his partner is Ken, who is not so eccentric and loud, but just very, like, subtle and, you know, loves him to death. And so this is Ken, who I thought looked like Ken. Maybe I should zoom in. Let's try, that did not zoom in. Okay, there we go. And so there's Ken. And at the top is Lucy, I think. I don't know. I'm really bad at names. Anyways, Luce. And she is the maid in the book. I feel like I'm missing a character. I feel like I am. I have to go back to my notes. And then we meet Jamie, who is, you know, spoiler guys, obviously, is Mika Moon's, like, love interest. And I don't know, I just see him this way. Now, on the cover of the book, we see this character over here, and he looks like he is possible redhead, some type of, like, you know, auburn hair looking style. Maybe I'll change my picture. This is that actor, I forgot his name. But I don't know, I saw that. Now, before reading the book, not before, in the early stages of reading the book, we're introduced to who Jamie is, but I wasn't told, like, how Jamie looks per se until later on, so my picture did change. And then in the book, we've come to find out that Mika is there because there's a person named Lillian Nowhere who has, you know, found these 3 girls, not all at the same time, but from different parts of the world. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure in the book they talk about her red hair, but I put a question mark over it because we haven't been introduced, and she hasn't popped into the book about, like, any narrative yet. So the first one is Rosetta. She's the first child. She's the oldest. She's about 10 years old. This is the description of her. They talk about her having this really high ponytail with coiled hair, and I thought this was a stellar picture. And I mean, I don't know if this actor is 10, but I don't know, it just looked 10 to me. So that looked good. Terracotta is of Vietnamese descent. She's 8 years old. She's a little stush in the book. She's not happy with Mika at all in the beginning. You do come to find out later on she is remorseful, and a lot of those feelings are tied to mimic Jamie's feelings, because Jamie wasn't very kind to Mika either. And so Terracotta, and then I'm pretty sure I'm butchering this, but Altamira, right? She's 7 years old. She's Palestinian. And that's just the picture I found on the Googler. So, I mean, I thought that was such a cool, like, if this was going to be a movie, this is like the cast, what I would kind of be looking for. I think that's so funny. Okay, so then the last page is, we don't know who Edward is as yet, but he is some type of solicitor. I'm not too sure what he is, who he is, what he looks like, but they all like are fearful of him at the moment, because he's going to come to the house, possibly with Lillian. And then there's Mika Moon's doggy. I'm such a terrible person. I wrote it down. Do I have my notebook here? Is this it? Oh, yes, it is. Okay, let me just quickly get the name of the dog. I think it's Cirque. It may not be Cirque. I don't know. Very Secret Society. Scotland. Serdwin. I don't know. I thought I wrote it down. I think Loose Ken Ian. Oh no, it's just Loose Ken and Ian. And I think I don't have the name of her dog, but it was written a few times. But anyways, I'll fix that up later. So yeah, that is just the beginning stages of sort of like my visual, like how I like to, when I read a book, how I, you know, just stay interested in like the characters, and I can imagine it, and it's just really, really cool. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna show you my really funny book journal, where I do like the whole family kind of tree and everybody's connected, and I just jot down notes, and it just jogs my memory a lot better if I forget something. And I'm surprised I didn't write her dog down, but I know she also has a koi pond and some koi fish, which she did bring when moving to Ian's house, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this part, so stay tuned for part 2.